My name Corey. They call me Big C, 6'4", whatever, big fella. I play right tackle, left tackle, either or, whatever the ball going. That's where I'm at. Class of 2015.
My name is James Clash. I am the defensive coordinator / linebackers coach for JV. I've been with the coaching staff for a year.
My name is Coach Al Cotton. I've been here at Mervo for 4 years. I'm a running back coach and linebacker coach.
Name Word Flowers, nickname Primetime, cornerback, 2016.
I'm Coach Harry Gray from the Mervo Mustangs. I just completed year 10. I'm the special teams coach, wide receiver coach, and DB coach.
Hardwork James, class of 2015, wide receiver, free safety.
Bray Joseph, right guard, center, D tackle, JJ.
Coach Sean Nelson, offensive coordinator. Been with the program for 3 years. First 2 years as JV head coach, and previous year was the offensive coordinator with varsity.
And then Garvin Nicholson, play quarterback. They call me Reds, Carrot Top. Got a lot of nicknames. Class of 2016.
I'm Patrick Nixon. I'm an athletic director and head football coach here. I also serve as defensive coordinator here. This is year number 5 for me.
Hi, my name is Tyreek Rudolph. Nickname Hab. You feel me? My class is 2015.
My name Kylie Williams, slot, outside linebacker, class of 2018.
I'm Coach Young. I'm the head coach of the JV. Been with the program for 1 year.
Team in Baltimore City right now. Make some noise for your number 1 Mustangs in Baltimore City. Are you serious? Moving on to the state championship. No one said y'all could do it. Everyone looked past you. Number 1.
This was the scene on November 7, 2014 at Mervo High School, a vocational school nestled in the heart of Northeast Baltimore. The 2014 football team had just pulled off an unprecedented and surprising regular season, winning their first city championship while going undefeated. For a high school known more for track and field and training students for jobs in the work field, winning a city championship in football was very different and an historical moment in the old school's 50-year history. The enthusiasm and excitement from the team and coaches was well deserved, seeing this journey started way before this season. The joy of this victory was the validation from all the hard work and dedication put in by the team during the off-season and past failures that the program had suffered playing in Baltimore City's tough Division I while dealing with a reputation of being one of the weaker programs in the city.
Wow, it's night and day. I remember when I first took over this job, I didn't know I was going to be a head coach. I kind of fell into this position, and just being in this position and seeing where we were at, we were 2-18 at one point in time as a total program, JV and varsity. We actually had just forfeited 2 games. Of the 2 wins that we had, we actually on the field were 0-20. We forfeited 2 games, had a legal ball player, 2 legal ball players that participated. Kids, they used to show up to games expecting to lose, just trying to understand their psyche of why we performed the way we would perform. They just didn't believe in themselves. They didn't believe in their school. They didn't believe in their coaching staff, and they didn't believe in each other. When we had, some kids that were in gangs at times, they really didn't understand the power of off-season, working hard in the weight room, the power of forming a brotherhood, and just trusting another young man, another man like myself and the rest of the coaching staff to lead them in the right direction.
We have been through some things with the losing. Kids wanted to give up. Kids wanted to quit.
Honestly, I went to City, which is, pretty much around the corner. We come from a winning tradition, and always, our mindset and, with Mervo was anytime, any place, any Friday, we were going to beat them. So, we kind of looked at them as inferior to us. Always knew, had a lot of friends, neighborhood guys that went to Mervo. So I knew what type of athletes, potential they had.
It's never been a question about the talent in Mervo. Being that it's one of the largest schools in the district. The biggest thing was, kids around here now, over the past 15 years have been going to schools that they know are winning championships, and then even with us here being in Mervo, we have kids in the school that never played, but were great football players on the Pot 1 level.
I ended Mervo 2011.
Well, I transferred in here 2012.
I entered 2011.
I think it was 2012 or 2011 as a freshman. I ain't played my freshman year. I started my sophomore year, played JV. When I ain't played, they went undefeated. The JV went undefeated, won the championship. So I'm like, I probably don't even get no spot for them. But one of the coaches came to my games and he seen me play, so he told me to come try out.
I entered Mervo in 2011.
I entered Mervo the end of my 10th grade year. So like the third, fourth quarter, so like I was transitioning in a little late. Kind of a little bit changing for me, I'm coming from St. Francis, from a private school, coming straight to a public school. There's a whole bunch of more people at.
Coming up here, everybody would say Mervo wasn't really all that. It was Mervo that they sorry, we don't want to go there, come to this place, come to that place.
Kind of like following school almost, like wasn't really top notch. A lot of people didn't want to come here. Viewed it like football team kind of garbage.
From what I heard from Mervo before coming up, Mervo bad school, they dumb, they retarded, they're sports, not all this, that, and the third. I just looked at it, for me, it's like another obstacle to overcome, become better, become great, just do my thing.
They ain't want me to come up here, straight up. Saying Mervo was garbage, Mervo ain't no talent, Mervo wasn't nothing. He was like, Mervo was just garbage. You wasted my time, for real, straight up.
Mervo just had a bad reputation for losing games. I actually came here to play with my cousin, but I came here to play JV, tried to play varsity, didn't make the varsity team that year, but Mervo just always had like a bad rep.
Everybody was talking about how Mervo ain't gonna be this, ain't gonna be that, like go here, go there. But at the same time, I'm a person that believes, so I'm like, forget what everybody else says, it's only about what my choice for real.
Coaches, talking to the coaches, they had pretty much, it's their program, so of course it was something good to say, got the home here. Because as a kid, I always said riding down Hill and Wood, I wanted to play on their fields. That's what it was.
My JV team actually went undefeated. So we went undefeated, and I just felt like that next year, I might as well stay because we got a foundation. We always balling out.
No, some coaches try to make me transfer to St. Francis, Patterson, like Mervo, so I'm loyal to Mervo, so I ain't leave the state.
I chose to come here, and look what we did.
We have a group of young men that really just, they live and die for each other. They understand what the sacrifices that it takes to be a champion. They work hard in the off season, they work hard in 7-on-7. Every time you see them, they're always together. They're like a band of brothers. And so the culture that really has translated over onto the football field.
The complete culture change and transformation can be directly traced back to the close of the 2013 season. During this time, the program and the kids started to truly believe they could be special. This belief helped the 2013 team win the last 4 games, setting the program up for this memorable 2014 campaign.
We actually thought 2013-14 season was going to be our year that we turned the program around, and it just didn't happen the way we expected it to. We lost 4 games on the last play of the game in 2013-14 season, 2 in overtime and just 2 on the last play of the game, and they were crushing losses. I actually think that was the best coaching job I think we've ever done as a staff that year.
Just taking on a winning culture, with getting the kids to believe in what we were trying to install as a program. We're still building. Just getting the kids to get in the weight room, do what they have to do in the classroom, just do the things, what it takes to win. And I think once we beat Emerson in the last game of the season, the kids felt like, we could have had a better season. They looked at, revisited what they did in the offseason. A lot of them realized they didn't work as hard. Once that Emerson game was over, we were back in the weight room the next week. And it just brought a hunger out. It brought a hunger out of those varsity guys. And then with the JV team losing in the championship, it just brought that fire. So with that combination, those guys were determined to be better for 2014.
Maybe like my 11th grade year, my 7th game of the season almost, seemed like everything changed. Like the coaches stepped up more, the team started playing for the team. It was different. Like the culture was different. They showed a lot of things. Everything changed too. Everything felt like it changed too.
The energy and more participation from the kids. Actually, when I was hired in March of 2014, the weight room picked up, and it's been continuing to pick up. And that is a sure sign that you're headed in the right direction.
We all started buying into the program just a little bit more. We still had our ups and downs. We still had people that didn't accept it, but it was like a family though. Kind of dysfunctional, but we were slowly coming into a family. And this year, my last year, we just was clicking on all cylinders. One, just the Brotherhood, the band and brother, just doing our thing.
With the bonds, culture, and brotherhood being the key elements for change, it was the off-season work that turned the Mervo new wave of change from a ripple in the water to a full-fledged tsunami, ready to destroy whatever opponent they faced in 2014. The mission of payback, hard work, and consistency began in Game 1 as Mervo played the Patterson Clippers, a program that in the past had consistently beat Mervo and was known as one of the stronger programs in Baltimore City. They were also a team that had narrowly defeated Mervo the previous season. The stakes were high, and if Mervo was going to make a splash this 2014 season, it would start here.
First game of the season started off like it always does for Mervo. Patterson driving deep in our territory. And I think with the 8-7 minute mark in the game, something just clicked. And we pretty much stopped Patterson, got the ball deep in our territory, and the first time we touched the ball.
And I think it went for like 80-something yards. It was, from that point on, the kids were on an emotional high.
I realized how much our kids feed off of the coaching staff and fed off of me and the rest of my coaching staff. And we coached them to be angry. We felt like we owed everybody in Baltimore City. We lost them for so many years and gotten so little respect. We felt like we owed everybody that we played. So I felt like our kids were angry. I felt like our kids were motivated. I think we wanted to beat everybody 100-0 if we could. And that was our motto this year. We weren't going to let up. We weren't going to let up because we lost. When we let up in years past, we lost close games. And we just decided this year we were going to leave no doubt. So I knew for Patterson, over the years, they have not shown us a certain level of respect. Our kids were fired up.
To me, I think that was one of the best games we played last season.
After the dominating victory of Patterson High, found themselves still trying to make believers of the locals the battle against the king of Baltimore football. Dunbar High was the perfect team to prove they were for real.
It was us versus Dunbar. Like, we hadn't beat Dunbar in years, double-digit years. Dunbar game was probably the most memorable game.
1, 2, 3,
So, it was a good vibe, it was a good energy. And obviously it started with Nixon as far as leading that charge and setting that expectation to win.
The game down Dunbar under the lights was electrifying, and Mervo seized control from the beginning. Mervo came out as the victor with a 14-8 victory.
I'll stay with it.
All right, it's Friday night, high school football action in Baltimore, so let's go to the game.
All right, let's go over to East Baltimore for Mervo visiting Dunbar, and Mervo beats Dunbar tonight, 14-8. Mervo goes to 2-0 on the year, while Dunbar is 0-2. I can't remember Dunbar being, I can't remember the Poets being 0-2 in anything. Other scores tonight.
When we beat Dunbar, we went in the locker room. My man Tank screaming at the top of his lungs. He like, we going to the ship. That day was funny. Like, you feel me? Straight like, we going to the ship early. It was only the third game though. You feel me? We told him chill, like chill, Tank. We ain't at the ship yet, shorty. But yeah.
After that huge win came the team's biggest challenge thus far, the big bad Douglas Ducks from across town.
Douglas, Mervo, biggest rivalry. We don't really like each other. I don't like them. They don't like us. So it's really like shut up or keep talking game. Basically, like it's one of the funnest games I experienced as playing high school football. Cause like so much talking going on. It's either somebody gonna shut up or somebody gonna keep on running their mouth.
The statement of the 2014 Mervo Mustangs being for real would be set in stone with a victory against the Ducks.
They can't believe that we are successful. They can't believe we win. They can't believe that we are accomplishing what we're going to accomplish this year. Everybody understand that? Let's go out here and dominate. Let's go up here and run up their chest, man. Let's do what we practice. Don't try to be no renegade. Don't try to go outside what we do. Let's go out here and play good fundamental football. Everybody understand that? Let's go.
We talked about the motivation factor. You know, our kids were extremely emotional after that Dunbar win. Very emotional after the passing win. And so I was concerned about us emotionally being ready to play, a Douglas team who was also primed to reign supreme over Baltimore City. We had lost to them the previous year in a very emotional game where, unfortunately, a fight broke out and some key players were ejected. As a coaching staff, we try to think of new ways to motivate our athletes. And so, one of the things I don't know many of the kids really know is that we posted up a fake newspaper article about the Douglas coaching staff.
The Douglas game, that was probably my worst game of the season. I couldn't catch the ball, was dropping interceptions for my team. They didn't give up on me. That probably was like my most favorite memory. They always said, don't put your head down, don't give up. I asked my homeboy to go out there and get an interception for me. He did it. That was my greatest memory because they came through for me. It's more than just the game of football. It just meant a lot to me.
I was very proud coach to be, for our program to be recognized as the game of the week. We was far cry from where we've come from to be recognized by the Baltimore Sun, all around the state as in this area as the game of the week.
With the local news stations and papers in attendance, Mervo showed who they were and that they belonged with an 18-8 victory. The recent history between these two programs really left a competitive distaste for each other, and it showed out on the field.
Intercepted.
we just talked about, at that point, after starting 3-0, playing 3 monsters of Baltimore City, we knew playoffs was definitely in our future. And so at that point, we started focusing on the big picture. And we knew we didn't want to take anybody lightly. We knew that Ben Franklin was a program that if we showed up to play, we shouldn't have any issues. So at that point, we started thinking big picture, and we started preparing our guys for playoffs, started preparing our guys just to get better each and every day in practice. Fridays was like payday for us.
And like the champs this team was born to be, they attacked these next 3 games with a workmanlike attitude, and they just started rolling.
Benjamin Franklin, we call that the trap game. We were home week 4. Thank goodness we were beat up after those first 3 games, which pretty much nobody in Baltimore City has kind of played that type of schedule with 3 powers back to back to back. And 2 of those games being on the road. So Benjamin Franklin, again, was a test for us because we didn't want to have a letdown. You had Coach Cedric Barry that's over there that is probably one of the best coaches in Baltimore City. So we knew his team was going to be prepared. So we knew we had to come out and take care of business, and we did what we were supposed to do against Ben Franklin and allowed our second and third tier players to get a lot of playing time in the rest of us.
Probably gonna have a bunch of smart kids. You know what I mean? They're not gonna be very athletic, but they're gonna be where you want them to be at, where you tell them to be at. They're going to make sure that their alignments is right, their stances is right. You know what I mean? When you call a play, they know they gotta go here, they gotta go there. We knew, from scouting them and looking at film that they weren't the old Poly football team that we were used to seeing back in the middle 2000s, early 90s, late 90s. However, we didn't take them lightly either. We went in there, we wanted to hit them in their mouth, and wanted to beat them and let them know that Mervo was up and coming.
It's different from Dunbar to Douglas to Patterson City. We prepared the same way. Same routine every week.
But last year we lost to both those programs. We lost to Poly on homecoming on our field in overtime, last play of the game. We lost to City in overtime last year, last play of the game. And we actually granted George Petrides his, I think it's 300 record-winning win. And I remember that game when the media was here and they were interviewing me before the game, and I didn't realize why is all this media here to see Mervo in the city. And then I come to find out it was George Retreaty's, record-winning, state-winning win.
Side rivals, our neighborhood rivals, school that Mervo has not beaten in over 20 plus years. Again, year 10 for me had not come close to really beating them. We let them off the hook in 2013, where we blew a 14-point lead. And that was a team that we truly felt that we should have won. So coming into 2014, we did a good scouting report on them. Our players was able to watch them the week before and to look in those players' eyes, and they smiled and said, hey, we got City this week. Not a problem, coach. Not a problem. We got them this year. And we went out there and dominated a young City team. We are a veteran team, and we proved that, hey, they got some work to do. They got to catch up now to us. And after that game, Coach Nixon actually presented me with the game ball because, again, I've been here so long, we never beat City. And that was when things that opened my eyes and said, hey, you know what? We're going to be City champions this year.
They rounded out the last two regular season games of the season against Southwestern and Forest Park.
Again, they've had tradition in the past. They've seen us lost away, but we respect all of our opponents. And to be honest, everybody was talking about the Emerson game at that point.
Against Emerson.
Emerson.
We knew in order to complete, the dream season, we had to go through Emerson.
The 8-0 mark left Mervo as the #1 team in Baltimore's East Division, thus setting up the battle between Emerson, who was the #1 team in the West Division. This was for all the marbles, the city championship, and Emerson would not lay down easily or go away. It was a great game, and Mervo showed their championship pedigree by coming out and defeating Emerson 9-8, thus earning Mervo their first city championship.
Oh man, remembering that game, it was we were down. I remember being down in the full court, and it just things weren't going our way at the time. We weren't necessarily getting the breaks that we needed. We weren't executing on the plays, offensively. Defensively, we're still in there. We just needed a play here and there. We needed a couple blocks here and there for things to break open. And finally, when it was all said and done, our kids had the composure. the will, to win. We were able to make a play.
When Kylie caught the touchdown pass, it was crazy. Then it's just like I was just excited. Like he caught the pass, scored. I thought we was ready to lose, but ain't nobody give up. We kept fighting.
With Kylie deep and really seal a game from there. So again, that's a testament to the coaching staff. That's a testament to the kids and how they prepare and how they're receptive to the coaches.
I preach to the DBs and the receivers all week was, right now we are great, but this game right here is going to define whether you are legends or just it's going to be just an ordinary season for you. You go out here, you win this ball game, you will be legends, you will put your mark in history.
The game was momentous. Tears of joy for the program. Achieved some of the goals that the coach had thought was possible from the beginning of the season. The kids, the stadium, it was unbelievable. It wasn't just, it was a total family, and it's something that Coach Nixon preaches, here. You felt the energy, the family, the closeness, togetherness of the coaching staff. I remember after the game, he and I had a moment that I'll never forget.
After a treacherous and rough and tough schedule and coming out undefeated, it set Mervo up for the state playoffs, where they would fall to Pink Branch. But with failure always comes the opportunity to rise back up from it. In the future, Mervo plans on building from this 2014 championship team and building this program and school's legacy. And 2015 will be the next year that opens that opportunity. But without this 2014 team, none of this will happen.
If it's one thing that I learned from all my coaches is just do your best and grind out. Like, don't slack off in nothing. Like, every second count. You can't take none of that back. You can only move forward, so every second count.
For my coaching staff, I learned never take anything for granted, because it come and go.
Leadership, they told me every day, lead your team, that's your team. And I did what they told me to do. We got a championship, but we fell a little short in the playoffs. But we'll be good.
Things media, the wins really don't matter to them. Like, they rather see us becoming a brotherhood more than anything. Like, they don't care about the wins. They care, but they don't care. Like, they rather see us out there flying around having fun more than beating ourselves up about winning the game and losing the game. So I really look at it as like they treat us like their sons. Like, we do something bad, they'll pull us up, talk to us. There's consequences for everything we do. So that's why most of the time we try to follow the right thing, stay out of bad things.
Same thing, focus, work ethic, play hard, and you're gonna come out on top.
Always told me just never give up on it, always stay with it, no matter if it ain't going right for you today. Maybe if you drop a ball today, you drop a ball tomorrow, don't stop, just keep doing it. Like, always stay with it. I said, all right, coach, and that's what I just almost stay humble, stay with it.
Loyalty, character, respect, honor. Feel me? All I know is by me being here, to fight for the man that's standing next to you for real. Straight up. That's it.
Bringing Coach Nixon, I think, was a positive and a move forward for Mervo football. We had a coach that had been coaching over 20 years. And I think it kind of got a little stale. What Coach Nixon brought was discipline, fundamentally sound ball club, which it took a couple of years for the kids to believe in him because he wasn't from Baltimore, he wasn't a well-known name, and the kids didn't trust him. But through the years, the trust just came up. And these kids love Coach Nixon along with the staff, bringing in Coach Nelson, keeping myself, and every year just trying to improve the staff to get the best fit for these kids.
Wow, 2014-2015 season I will never forget. not only as a coach, but as a player, as a fan of the sport. I've learned so much, not only about being a leader, about myself, but about young men and what they, what they can achieve when they believe in something. And for the first time, I saw young men who came to me as an empty vessel, leaving me full of pride, full of hope, full of achievement. I'm so proud of this group. They have laid a foundation for this program that no one could ever take away from us. I see great things coming from this day moving forward.
This is the city. We coming for the whole state. The whole state.
The Mustangs are the #1 team in Baltimore City right now. Make some noise for the #1 Mustangs in Baltimore City. Are you serious? Moving on to the state championship. No one said y'all could do it. Everyone looked past you. #1.